एवरीवन, वेलकम टू माय चैनल ज्ञानशाला विद मस्ती। आज मैं लाया हूँ ह्यूमन बॉडी के स्केलेटल सिस्टम के बारे में एक वीडियो। मैं एजुकेशनल और एंटरटेनिंग वीडियोस लाता हूँ, इसलिए अगर आपको ये वीडियो अच्छी लगती हो तो आप प्लीज़ चैनल को सब्सक्राइब कीजिएगा। So let's start. We will start by the introduction to human body. Human body is mainly made up of 4 systems: skeletal system, muscular system, circulatory system and nervous system. So in this video we will talk only about skeletal system, not about the muscular, circulatory and nervous system. I will make another videos for these topics. So now we will talk about the structure of the skeletal system. The skeletal system is made up of bones and cartilages. Bones are hard, present in the skull, backbone or spine, chest as ribs and the limbs. And these cannot be bent easily. If we bend them, they will break. The second one is cartilages. You can see there are 2 bones and there is a red colored substance between them. I have marked it with red. These are called cartilages. These are soft and elastic. They are present between bones to connect them together and they can be easily bent. This is the skull, or you can learn it as Skull Maharaj. The bony part of our head is called the skull. The skull is made up of 22 bony plates which are joined together very tightly. The bones of skull form a strong case around the brain to protect it. The eyes are contained in 2 large cavities called eye sockets in front of the skull. You can see the eye sockets. I have marked them for you. इसको हम ऐसे याद कर सकते हैं कि स्कल एक बहुत शक्तिशाली महाराज है जिसके पास 22 सैनिक है और वो ब्रेन को प्रोटेक्ट करके रखता है. As I told you that the bony plates are joined very tightly. So how these are joined? These are joined with the help of sutures. You can see the structure of sutures. These are zigzag-like structures. So, the zigzag structures to join the bony plates tightly to protect the brain are called sutures. I have also marked the sutures on the skull by the help of red line. You can see it. So, you can see I have marked the movable jaw, upper jaw and the lower jaw. So here comes the backbone. Backbone is also known as the reed ki haddi. The backbone is a long, hollow rod-like structure running from the neck to the hips inside our body. The scientific name of backbone is vertebral column or spine. You will soon understand that why it is called vertebral column. The backbone is made up of 33 small bones placed one over the other. The small bones which make up the backbone are called vertebrae. Now you understand where the word vertebral column comes. It comes from these vertebrae. Our backbone supports the head at its top. The shoulder bones, rib bones and hip bones are all joined to the backbone. तो बैकबोन की एक छोटी सी समरी यह है कि बैकबोन एक लंबी और खोखली रॉड लाइक स्ट्रक्चर है जो नेक से और हिप्स तक रन करती है और इसका साइंटिफिक नेम मिलता है वर्टिब्रे से, जो है वर्टिब्रल कॉलम. ये 33 स्मॉल बोन से मिली होती है और ये शोल्डर बोन्स, रिब बोन्स और हिप बोन से जॉइंट होती है. An important point comes here that the first 7 ribs, the most powerful one, make the neck. I have marked the single vertebrae on the backbone for you. So there is an important point here. Each vertebrae has a hole in it. Due to this, there is a hole center or cavity inside the backbone. The spinal cord, the main nerve from the brain, passes inside the hollow cavity of the backbone. As you can see, I have shown a maximized structure of a vertebrae. Here it is written where spinal cord enters, and I have marked that as vertebral foramen. Vertebral foramen means a vertebral hole. Through this hole, the spinal cord enters the backbone. You might think, what is a spinal cord? But no need to worry, we will study the spinal cord when we will study the nervous system. This is the rib cage. It is like a पिंजरा. इसमें चेस्ट बोन्स आती है जिसको हम कहते हैं रिब्स. रिब्स कर्व्ड बोन्स होती है जो हमारे चेस्ट के अंदर प्रेजेंट होती है और रिब्स पेयर्स में एग्जिस्ट करते हैं. There are 12 pairs of ribs in our body. These are all खोखली bony structure formed by the ribs called rib cage. There is also a breastbone called sternum in the front of the rib cage, and at the back there is backbone. तो जैसे कि मैंने कहा था कि ये खोखला केज है, तो इसके अंदर बहुत सारे इंटरनल ऑर्गन्स आते हैं जो बहुत इम्पोर्टेंट है, जैसे कि हार्ट, लंग्स, लीवर. तो ये उनको प्रोटेक्ट करके रखता है डैमेज से. In this slide, I have marked 2 things. First is, you can see a bone-like structure which I have marked with the red pen. So this is called the breastbone, which is also called sternum. The second one thing I have marked is the true ribs. The first 7 pairs that are directly attached to the breastbone or the sternum are called true ribs. The next 3 pairs are indirectly attached to the sternum and are called false ribs. The last 2 pairs are floating ribs as they are not attached to breastbone in front, but they are attached to the backbone at the back. Now we will understand the shoulder bones. The human body has 2 shoulders, one on each side of the neck. आपको पता है कि हमारे 2 shoulders होते ही हैं. There are only 2 shoulder bones, जो है collar bone और shoulder blade. इनका scientific name याद रखना भी बहुत ज़रूरी है. तो collar bone का है clavicle और shoulder blade का है scapula. आप इसको ऐसे ध्यान रख सकते हैं कि कॉलर बोन का C से ही चालू होगा और शोल्डर ब्लेड का S से चालू होगा. The collar bone is a long and curved bone. वो लंबी होती है और थोड़ी कर्व शेप की होती है. कॉलर बोन दोनों शोल्डर्स को अपार्ट रखती है, नहीं तो हमारे दोनों शोल्डर्स मूव नहीं कर पाते. और जो शोल्डर ब्लेड है वो एक लार्ज और फ्लैट ट्रायंगुलर बोन होती है और each shoulder blade has a cup shaped socket. You will not be able to see the cup shaped socket in this diagram. We will see that in the hand one. The upper arm fits into the socket of shoulder blade, forming a ball and socket joint. Now in this diagram you can clearly see the scapula and the clavicle. So you can see on the topmost part of the diagram there is the collarbone, and below that there is a triangular type of thing, and on the right side of it there is written the shoulder joint. That is only the ball and socket joint. तो जहाँ पर शोल्डर जॉइंट है वहाँ से हमारा हैंड चालू हो जाता है. तो शोल्डर जॉइंट से एल्बो जॉइंट तक जो हैंड है उसे कहते हैं हम अपर आर्म. उसके नीचे एल्बो जॉइंट से जो रिस्ट जॉइंट तक है उसे हम कहते हैं लोअर आर्म. और फिर उसके नीचे आ जाता है हमारा हैंड. तो जो शोल्डर जॉइंट से एल्बो जॉइंट तक है वो सिर्फ एक ही बोन का बना हुआ है जिसे कहते हैं हम ह्यूमरस. और एल्बो जॉइंट से फिर रिस्ट जॉइंट तक दो बोन्स है जिसको हम कहते हैं उल्ना एंड रेडियस. So by seeing this diagram you can get a better explanation of what I said in the previous slide. तो अब हम बात करेंगे हैंड के बारे में. तो जहाँ हम वॉच पहनते हैं उस जगह को रिस्ट कहते हैं. और रिस्ट 8 स्मॉल बोन से बनी होती है जिनका नाम होता है कार्पल्स. और पाम, उसके बाद पाम आता है जो 5 लॉन्गर बोन से बनी होती है जिनका नाम होता है मेटाकार्पल्स. और जो फिंगर्स होती है हम थंब को इंक्लूड करके कह रहे हैं are made up of joint bones called phalanges. There are 3 phalanges in each finger, but the thumb has only 2 bones or phalanges. Sometimes your friends might have tricked you by saying that how many fingers are there in your hand, and you might have said 10, but they say that there are only 8 fingers, not 10. Because thumb is not a finger. What is the reason for it? It is the reason that there are only 2 phalanges in the thumb and 3 phalanges in each finger. This diagram will give you a better explanation of what I said. अब हम बात करते हैं हिप बोन के बारे में. हमें हिप बोन में ज़्यादा कुछ करना नहीं है. बस हिप बोन एक लार्ज बेसिन शेप्ड फ्रेम होता है जो बैकबोन के एंड में होता है और इससे लेग्स अटैच्ड होते हैं. और हिप बोन encloses the portion of our body below the stomach. The thigh bones are attached to the hip bone by the ball and socket joint. I hope you are all understanding the structure of our skeletal system. So now we will learn about the bones of the legs. We have 2 legs as you know, and they are attached to the hip bone by ball and socket joint as we studied earlier. हर leg के 3 parts होते हैं, upper leg, lower leg and foot. The upper leg is from hip to the knee. upper leg एक ही बोन से बना होता है जिसका नाम है फीमर और इसे हम थाई बोन भी कहते हैं. लोअर लेग बना होता है नी टू एंकल्स और उसकी 2 बोन्स होती है टिबिया एंड फिब्यूला. और जो अपर लेग होता है वो लोअर लेग से एक नी कैप के द्वारा जुड़ा होता है जो एक हिंज जॉइंट है. इस नी कैप को हम पैटेला कहते हैं. So this will give you a better explanation of the leg. The first bone is femur. This is the thigh bone and there is a very important point. This is the longest bone in the body. Then comes the patella which is also known as the kneecap. The next 2 bones are fibula and tibia. Now we will study about the foot bones. The foot bones starts from the ankle. So the ankle's bones are called tarsals. Then comes the space between ankle and toes which are made up of 5 longer bones which are known as metatarsals. And then come the toes and they are made up of the bones called phalanges. अगर आपको वीडियो अच्छी लगी हो तो प्लीज़ लाइक शेयर और कमेंट करें और Please like, share and subscribe my channel.